Gudeva. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining. We wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Singh Dev Bhagwan, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Gaunitai, Tulsimani, Haridasa, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So we're on Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 37th chapter. And this is the killing of the demons Keshi and Vyamasura. This chapter describes the killing of the horse demon, Keshi, Narad's glorification of Lord Krishna's future pastimes, and Krishna's killing of Vyamasura. Narad is such a great devotee. He knows what pastimes Krishna will perform because these pastimes occur again and again, actually, in different universes. And Narad Muni is a witness to them. So he knows what's going to happen. Of course, every universe is different tweaks to it, different pastimes take place. It's not that it's exactly the same, but the sort of the format is similar. So the demon Keshi appeared in Braj as a great horse, running with the speed of the mind. He tore up the earth with his hoofs. So this was a particularly crazy demon. The hairs on his mane scattered the clouds and the demigods' airplanes throughout the sky. And he terrified everyone present with his loud neighing. Seeing the Lord standing before him, Keshi ran towards him in extreme rage, his mouth gaping as if to swallow up the sky. He tried to strike the lotus-eyed Lord with his two front legs. But Krishna dodged Keshi's blow and then, with his arms angrily, seized the demon by the legs, whirled him around in the air, and contemptuously threw him the distance of 100 meters. Upon regaining consciousness, Keshi angrily got up, opened his mouth wide, and again rushed to attack Lord Krishna. But the Lord just smiled and thrust his left arm into the horse's mouth. Keshi's teeth immediately fell out. Within Keshi's body, Krishna's arm then expanded greatly, completely blocking Keshi's breathing. The demon then passed stool and fell on the ground dead. Without the least display of pride at having so effortlessly killed his enemy, the Lord accepted the demigod's worship in the form of flowers raining down from above. So this Keshi demon actually was somebody who even the devatas feared because he was particularly nasty. This is when Krishna was 11 years, 6 months and 4 days old, just before going to Mathura. Acting on new information, Kamsa immediately called for the Keshi demon. So this was just a little different angle. And asked him to go to Vrindavan immediately to fetch Krishna and Balaram. Or to destroy, actually, Krishna and Balaram. In actuality, Kamsa asked Keshi to go to Vrindavan to be killed by Krishna and Balaram and thus get salvation. After being instructed by Kamsa, the demon Keshi assumed the form of a terrible horse. He entered the arena of Vrindavan, his great mane flying and his hoofs digging up the earth. He began to whine and terrified the whole world. Krishna saw that the demon was terrifying all the residents of Vrindavan with his whining and his tail wheeling in the sky like a big cloud. Krishna could understand that the horse was challenging him to fight. The Lord accepted his challenge and stood before the Keshi demon. As he called him to fight, the horse began to proceed towards Krishna, making a horrible sound like a roaring lion. Keshi rushed towards the Lord with great speed and tried to trample him with his legs, which were strong, forceful, and as hard as stone. Being somewhat angry, Krishna began to move around the horse dexterously. After a few rounds, he threw him 100 yards away, just as Garud throws a big snake. The horse immediately passed out. But after a little while, he regained consciousness and with great anger and force rushed towards Krishna again, this time with his mouth open. As soon as Keshi reached him, Krishna pushed his left hand within the horse's mouth. The horse felt great pain because the hand of Krishna felt to him like a hot iron rod. Immediately, his teeth fell out. Krishna's hand within the mouth of the horse at once began to inflate and Keshi's throat choked up. So this is a lot more detail than was given in the Bhagavatam of the killing of Keshi. As the great horse began to suffocate, perspiration appeared on his body, and he began to throw his legs hither and thither. As his last breath came, his eyeballs bludged in their sockets. Thus the vital force of his life expired. Krishna could extract his hand without difficulty. The demigods were amazed, and out of their great appreciation, they offered Krishna greetings by showering flowers. So lesson. Keshi demon represents the sense of vanity and ego. Keshi was a horse. Horses are controlled by pulling their mouths with ropes. So Krishna controlled Keshi, putting his fist down his throat. So this is Keshi Ghat in Vrindavan, where Krishna came to rest after defeating this demon. Okay, here's a bit of an idea of what is the significance of Keshi Ghat. So one time, at this same time, actually Balaram decided to behave like Krishna. He wore a flute and a peacock feather. And the Keshi demon was thinking, hey, that looks like Krishna. Krishna's got a flute. He's got a peacock feather. So he kicked Balaram. And then Balaram, he went back inside the home and he said to Krishna, here, have your flute, have your peacock feather. I don't want to disguise myself as you anymore. So that's an interesting pastime. Of course, Balaram could destroy anybody, but this is just a leela that took place between Krishna and Balaram. Krishna killed the Keshi demon, and thus this ghat on the Yamuna is named Keshi Ghat. So let's just have another quick look at Keshi Ghat. Often in the old days, we used to bathe here, actually, Keshi Ghat. We used to go here, down the steps, and the Yamuna would be just there. And now when we went, the Yamuna was very high. It covered even the Keshi Ghat. And recently it's even got even higher. So, anyway. Krishna also received the name Keshav after defeating this demon. Keshi was a horse. Krishna put his whole hand in the mouth of the demon and knocked his teeth out. Lesson from killing Keshi is that if Brahmins, twice born, take the side of the demons, then the Kshatriyas who come from Krishna's arms can knock them out of their positions. Interesting. Proud people often boast about themselves with their own mouths and criticize others. So one should curtail these demoniac tendencies by restricting one's tongue from engaging in prajalpa by chanting the holy names of Krishna. So Keshi has a lot of significance. For the gopis also, this was very significant, this name Keshav. Whenever they would hear the name Keshav, they would just cry, because it was one of the last demons that Krishna killed, and Keshi was one of the last demons, and his name became Keshav. One of the last demons before he went to Mathura. So whenever the gopis hear the name Keshav, they cry. They cry tons, because it reminds them this was right at the end of his pastimes in Braj. So they were very sad when they hear the name Keshav. Thereafter, Lord Krishna was approached in a solitary place by the great sage amongst the demigods, Narad Muni, and praised. As a supersoul of all created beings, seating unseen within the cave of the heart like a fire dormant within wood, the witness within everyone, the supreme personality, the ultimate controlling deity, the shelter of all souls, fulfiller of desires simply by his will, manifested in the beginning the primal modes of material nature. create, maintain, and then destroy this universe, descended to this earth to annihilate the Daityas, Pramata, and the Rakshash demons, and also to protect the godly. So Narad Muni's wonderful praises. Devotees like Narad Muni can offer prayers to the Lord with knowledge, full understanding, and from the heart. And that's why these prayers are very important for us to read, because it gives us a little idea, a little taster of how to offer prayers. Narad then predicted how Krishna would kill Kamsa, all the wrestlers, as well as many other demons. Krishna would steal the Parijata flower from heaven to please his wife, and he would marry many other princesses. As Arjun's chariot driver, he would appear as personified time and kill entire armies. Then Narad took his leave from the Lord and went away, feeling great joy at having directly seen him. After this incident, so this is the Keshav incident, Keshi demon being killed. Narad came to see Krishna and said, "My dear Lord Sri Krishna," he said, "you are the unlimited supersoul, the supreme control of all mystic powers, the Lord of the whole universe, the all-pervading personality of Godhead." So this gives an idea of the position of God, Krishna. And then Narad Muni explains, you have taken birth in the Yadu dynasty or the Vrishni dynasty. Your advent on the surface of the earth in your original form of eternal bliss, blissful knowledge, is your own pastime. You are not dependent on anything but yourself. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. So Narad Muni is also making it very personal. He's saying, you become part of the Yadus. How fortunate they are, the Brishnis. But you actually are not dependent on them either. You are just dependent on yourself. After offering his respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna, Narad Muni took permission and left. After he had killed the Keshi demon, Krishna returned to tending the cows with his friends in the forest, as though nothing had happened. While Krishna was tending the cows with his friends, they were playing a game of thieves and sheep. In that game, O king, some acted as thieves, others as shepherds, and others as sheep. They played the game happily without fear of danger. However, the demon Vyomasura had entered the group, appearing as a coward boy, and was stealing away many boys, many boys, to keep them captive in a cave, which he sealed shut with a boulder. Finally, Krishna forcefully seized the demon as he was taking away more cowherd boys. The demon, however, changed into his original form, as big and as powerful as a great mountain. But try as he might to free himself, he could not do so, having lost his strength from being held in the Lord's tight grip. Lord Achyuta clutched Vyomasura between his arms and threw him to the ground. Then, while the demigods in heaven looked on, Krishna killed him in the same way that one kills sacrificial animal. Krishna then smashed the boulder, blocking the cave's entrance, and led the trapped cowherd boys to safety. Thereafter, as the demigods and the cowherd boys sang his glories, he returned to the cowherd village, Gokul. This is an idea of Vyamasura. The same day as killing Keshi, Krishna was playing, imitating the play of thieves and police with his cowherd friends on top of Govardhan Hill. Some of the boys became police constables, and some became thieves, and some took the role of lambs. A demon known by the name of Vyamasura, son of Maya, the demon who flies in the sky, appeared on the scene. Vyamasura took the part of a cowherd boy, playing as a thief, and stole many boys who were playing the parts of lambs. One after another, he took away almost all the boys and put them in the caves of the mountains and sealed the mouths with caves of mouths of the caves with the stones. Krishna could understand that the trick the demon was playing. Therefore, he caught hold of him exactly as a lion catches hold of a lamb. The demon, tried to expand himself like a hill to escape arrest, but Krishna did not allow him to get out of his clutches. He was immediately thrown to the ground with great force and killed. After killing the Vyoma demon, Lord Krishna released all his friends from the caves of the mountain. He was then praised by his friends and by the demigods for his wonderful acts. He again returned to Vrindavan with his cows and friends. So Vyamasura's end was like that. Chapter 38, Akru's arrival in Vrindavan. These are tough chapters now for the gopis and for those who love Brij Krishna, Vraja Krishna. This chapter describes Akru's trip from Mathura to Vrindavan, his meditation on Krishna and Balaram along the way, and the honor the two lords showed Akrura upon his arrival. Akrura mounted his chariot because Kamsa had asked him, go and fetch Krishna and Balaram. And Akrura knew exactly why, because Kamsa had told him, but he knew anyway that Kamsa wanted to destroy Krishna and Balaram. But he knew that this is the Supreme Lord. Kamsa can't do anything. Akrura mounted his chariot, set off for the cowherd village of Nanda Maharaj, feeling tremendous devotion for the Lord and wondering as a materialist what good fortune he has done to see Krishna face to face. This is humility, right? This is humility. He's part of Krishna's family, but yet he's still feeling, what have I done to deserve this? And we also can have the same mood. What have we done to deserve being, able to do some bhakti, some chanting, some reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita? What have we done to deserve this? How fortunate that is. That actually, if we keep constantly thinking about our great fortune, then one thing, we will never be depressed, because we will understand we're very lucky. God has shown his grace to us. And the other aspect is we will always be in the mood of receiving more grace, because we're thanking him for what we have. He becomes very happy to give more because he knows we're valuing it. If we don't value it, he'll take it away, just like that. Just like that. He'll take it away. But if we value it, he'll give us more. That's the way the Lord works. For example, the gopis, they make Krishna indebted to them by their devotion, right? And Krishna knows that. He's going to become more and more indebted, but he gives more and more to the gopis. Why? Because they treasure him. They love him. So he gives more and more and more, and he becomes more and more indebted to them. That's the way the Lord works. He reciprocates. Even at his own cost, he reciprocates. Even he is more of a debtor, he reciprocates. He considered that his sinful reactions would be eradicated and his birth become successful. He even considered King Kamsa extremely merciful by sending him to see the lotus feet of Lord Hari, who simply by the effulgence of his toenails, many souls in the past have transcended the insurmountable darkness of material existence and achieved liberation. That's just his little toenails. Krishna's lotus feet are worshipped by Brahma, Shiva, and all the other demigods, by the goddess of fortune, and also by great sages and Vaishnavas. Akru's meditation on Lord Krishna was as follows. This is one of the ways by which we enter Vrindavan, by remembering Akru's meditation. He is a witness of material cause and effect, yet he is always free from false identification with them. By his internal potency, he dispels the darkness of separation and confusion. The individual souls in this world indirectly perceive him through intelligence. All sins are destroyed and all good fortune is created by his qualities, activities, and appearances. Words that describe these three things animate, beautify, and purify the world, maintain the principles of religion he has created. He spreads his fame, which brings auspiciousness to all. A cruel thought, when I get down from my chariot, I will offer my obeisances to the residents of Vrindavan. Then the Lord will place his lotus hand upon my head. I will become fearless. The Lord will not consider me as an enemy because he knows my heart. Yeah, Kru was sent by Kamsa, his enemy. But the Lord will have no enmity against Kru because he knows, he can see what's within the heart of the devotee. So there's no point trying to be duplicitous in front of the Lord. He knows what's within our heart, right? Just be as we are. Be as we are because he's already ascertained where we are. So let's not try to fool him because we can't. He knows where we are. He will embrace me as his intimate relative. Then Balaram will welcome me and take me to his house. Then I will at once alight from my chariot and bow down to Krishna and Balaram. When I have fallen at his feet, the Almighty Lord will place his lotus hand upon my head. The Lord will not consider me an enemy, even though Krishna Kamsa has sent me there as his messenger. He will cast his smiling, affectionate glance upon me as I remain fixed with joined palms, fallen in obeisances at his feet. Then all my contamination will at once be dispelled. What contamination are we talking about? Well, his serving comes. Automatically serving a demon or a materialist will contaminate us, will contaminate our activities, our mind. It will. That's the natural impact of associating with non-devotees. What to do? What to do? But we have to find a way to become purified again. And Krur is describing how he becomes purified. All my contamination will at once be dispelled. I will give up all doubts and feel the most intense bliss. Doubts naturally come when we associate with materialistic people because of their association. And they don't believe in God, they don't care for God. Then that also becomes a little bit part of us because we're associating with them closely, unfortunately. So best not to associate too closely with materialistic people. Give them association. Don't take theirs. I will give up all doubts and feel the most intense bliss. Recognizing me as an intimate friend and relative, Krishna will embrace me with his mighty arms, diminishing to nil all my material bondage. He will address me, my dear Krur. Balaram will then grasp my joined hands while I am still standing with my head bowed. And after embracing me, he will take me to his house. There he will honor me and inquire from me about Kamsa. Why honor? Because he's an elder. And Krishna and Balaram maintain this etiquette. Well, even while they come to this world, they are the supreme. They're beyond reproach. They're above everybody. But yet, they will follow etiquette. So that's why they would honor Akru. He's their uncle. Akru reached Gokul as the sun was beginning to set. When he saw the Lord's footprints in the cowherd pasture, he became ecstatic. There you go. So after this little backtracking, after receiving instruction comes, Akrura started the next morning via chariot for Vrindavan. Because Akrura himself was a great devotee of the Lord, while going to Vrindavan, he began to pray to the Lord. Akrura was constantly thinking of Lord Krishna's lotus eyes. He did not know what sort of pious activities he must have performed to gain the opportunity to see Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, whom great mystics desire to see. He wasn't a mystic. He was a family man. But yet the Lord favored him. Akrura was afraid, however, because he had been deputed by Kamsa, the enemy of Krishna. He thought, "Phew, I'm going to see Krishna as a messenger of his enemy." At the same time, he thought, Krishna is in everyone's heart as a super soul, so he must know my heart. Although Akrura was trusted by the enemy of Krishna, his heart was clear. He was a pure devotee of Krishna. He risked becoming Kamsa's deputy just to meet Krishna. Wow. That's quite a risk. It's a big risk. But we take risks for Krishna. Take risks for Krishna. Since Krishna knows my heart, certainly when I approach him, he will embrace me. Akrura's journey to Vrindavan is exemplary. One who intends to visit Vrindavan should follow the ideal footsteps of Akrura, always thinking of the pastime activities of the Lord. As soon as one reaches the boundary of Vrindavan, he should immediately smear the dust of Vrindavan over his body without thinking of his material position and prestige. There you go. This is what he's doing. He jumped down from his chariot, rolling the dust of these footprints, leaving aside all pride, fear, and lamentation. Then he saw the most beautiful Krishna, Balaram, going to milk the cows. So what was Krishna doing? He was wearing yellow cloth garments. Balaram was wearing his usual blue ones. Their eyes resembled autumnal lotuses. Krishna had a dark blue complexion. Balaram was white. As they walked with the gait of young elephants, carefree and in joyful, happy mood, walking in such a style, which is very rare to see nowadays. Glancing about with compassionate smiles, beautified the cows' pasture with the imprints of their feet, which bore the marks of the flag, lightning bolt, elephant gold, and lotus, ornamented with jeweled necklaces and flower garlands, anointed with auspicious, fragrant substances, freshly bathed and dressed in spotless raiment. They resembled two gold-decked mountains, one of emerald and the other of silver. As their effulgence, they dispelled the sky's darkness in all directions. It was evening when Akrura entered Vrindavan. He saw Krishna and Balaram playing with the cows. He saw Krishna and Balaram in the spring of their youth, 11-year-old. Although they had the same bodily features, Krishna was blackish in complexion. Otherwise, they're twins. Whereas Balaram was whitish. Akrura saw their footprints marked with flag, trident, thunderbolt, and lotus. They were glancing at him with smiling faces. Akrura could understand that both Krishna and Balaram had returned from tending cows in the forest. They had taken their baths and dressed with fresh clothing and garlanded with flowers and with necklaces made of valuable jewels. Without hesitating, Akrura immediately got down from his chariot and fell flat, just like a rod before Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram embraced Akrura. Akrura, overwhelmed with affection, quickly jumped down from his chariot and fell at the feet of Krishna and Balaram like a rod. The joy of seeing the Supreme Lord flooded Akrura's eyes with tears. Recognizing Akrura, Lord Krishna drew him close with his hands and embraced him. What a moment! The life becomes successful when you're embraced by the Lord. As Akrura stood with his head bowed, Balaram grasped his joined hands, and then Balaram took him to his house in the company of Lord Krishna. After inquiring from a crew whether his trip had been comfortable, Balaram offered him a first-class seat, bathed his feet in accordance with injunctions of scripture, and respectfully served him milk with honey. Balaram presented a crew with the gift of a cow, massaged his feet to relieve him of fatigue, and then with great respect and faith fed him suitably prepared food of various fine tastes. Then Lord Balaram offered him aromatic herbs for sweetening his mouth, along with fragrances and flower garlands. Nand Maharaj asked Krur, "How are you remaining alive under merciless Kamsi's rule?" So for Nand Maharaj, this was, what are you doing under Kams? What are you doing? That cruel, self-serving Kams murdered the infants of his own sister in her presence, even as she cried in anguish. So why should we even ask about the well-being of you, his subjects? What is he in store for you? Honored by Maharaj with these true and pleasing words of inquiry, Akru forgot the fatigue of the journey. So he shows us how to approach Vrindavan. Heart of devotion. Go with a heart of devotion. Feel very fortunate to be able to go to Vrindavan. Feel unqualified. What have I done to receive this incredible mercy? Thank all those who have made it possible for you to go to Vrindavan. Guru, parents, devotees. Glorify the Lord's lotus feet. And Prabhupada is the main reason we're there. Glorify the Lord's lotus feet. Meditate on his form and pastimes. Focus on Krishna's beauty. Appreciate Krishna's beauty. Only do Krishna Katha, no gossip or politics. Offer obeisances to Vrindavan and the Lord's lotus feet. This is a really wonderful, wonderful way to approach Vrindavan. Any questions, please? Any comments?
Prabhuji?
Yes, Naniman.
Keshi demon was summoned by Kansa to go and teach Krishna and Balram.
Yes.
So he was a demon before, but then he turned into a horse, and instead of fetching them, he tried to kill them. Going against the wishes of Kansa.
Well, Kamsa's wish was for Keshi to kill. Because he sent a crew to bring but Keshi's purpose, yes, go to Vrindavan, bring them, but actually his purpose was to kill.
Yes, eventually when they reached, but then Keshi took over from a demon to a horse, and his intention was to kill, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Intention was to kill, to destroy.
So he did not obey Kansa's instructions then.
But I think Kamsa, although he did say go to Vrindavan, bring him, his intention was for Keshi to kill.
Kill him, okay.
Yeah. Because he'd already asked Akrur to go and bring, because he knew Akrur was a relative of Krishna Balaram, a dedicated, Kams always knew Akru's heart was not with him. It was with Krishna and Balaram. So he sent Akru because at the same time, Akru was a trusted member of his inner circle. So Akru was a phenomenal politician, if you like. He appeased Kams. His heart was with Krishna and Balaram. So Kams knew this. Kams knew this. So he knew, if I send Keshi to bring Krishna Balaram, they're not going to come. So you might as well just try to kill them. But if I send Akrur, he will come, because Krishna knows that Akru is his devotee. So Kams also was very smart when he sent Akrur. Yeah. Very, very smart.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes. And now when Krishna got the name Keshava, does it mean Keshava, killer of?
Yeah, killer of. Yeah, two meanings, maybe more. one is killer of Keshav, but Keshav also means beautiful hair,
Hair, yes.
like the horse. Yeah,
Kesh, Kesh, yeah.
because the horse has this fantastic mane, doesn't it? Um, so Krishna also has fantastic hair. So
Mm.
Keshav, yeah. But
Yeah.
when the
Okay.
gopis hear Keshav, whoa, and they really can't tolerate because that's the last name that was given to him
Mm.
after killing the demon Keshav, Keshi. So really,
You kindly took us to the Keshi Ghat in
yeah,
Vrindavan.
Keshi God. I remember bathing there. First time I went to Vrindavan, I was bathing there. It was so nice. It was so good. It was so clean as well at that time. So anyway,
Okay, Prabhuji.
thank you. Thank you.
Hare
Anyway, yes,
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
What, was Akruna uncle to them?
Yes, his uncle. Yes, yes. I
He
can't
was
remember.
uncle, isn't
Yes, yes, yes.
And
As it comes. Yeah, yeah, that's correct.
consent him to bring the
Yes, Krishna and
Krishna
Balaram.
and Balram
That's right.
back to
That's right.
in Mathura.
In Mathura. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Nice episode today. Very
Thank
nice.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. It's amazing. And there's only 2 more chapters of when Krishna remains in Vrindavan. And then we will go to the Mathura pastimes. So,
All right.
but 40 chapters just in his Vrindavan Leela. This is the longest, longest series of chapters, just describing how important the Vrindavan years are to Krishna and his devotees. So
He's spending more time with the cows and the
yeah,
gopis and gopas and
exactly.
that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then these demons are not demons, the asurs are coming and just troubling them. And he's killing them.
He's killing them without his chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But then these asuras, the demons are lucky, then they will get
Yeah.
salvation, isn't it?
Indeed.
Mataji, you are right. Because
Yeah.
when they are killed by Krishna, I think they will, I don't know, in Gujarati we say, mox maligyo.
That's right.
He gets the mox, from that asura birth.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we can stop there. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai.
Okay, Jai.
Naam ki jai. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai.
It's very cold today, and it's like coming freezing now.
Is it? No, outside is good. Outside is good.
Yeah, I've been shopping.